justice me.
Money in the way for what they got to say. I throw it up, it's falling down, it's definitely in the way.
Welcome back, guys. Episode 7 of Chart Talk with Shake and myself. We're going to be going to the market outlook, member ideas of the week, good trade, bad trade, our top ideas for the week, as well as the book week. Shake, you want to get started with the market outlook?
Yeah, market outlook. So last week I was very cautious coming to the market this week because last Friday we saw a gap up that was just sold off all day. It kind of showed us that traders weren't willing to take risk over the weekend. They're a bit cautious. We're at a huge resistance level, so that makes sense. But then this week we held that previous resistance, now turned support, and we kind of had a grind up week, and we saw so much great action within like our stocks, high beta stocks that really move, that we had an absolute great week. We closed at highs, and today it was a gift that we got such a strong day, Friday, that we all sell into, because next Wednesday is one of the biggest Fed meetings we've seen in like years, and so much is riding on this Fed meeting that I don't know. I think it's going to be a little bit more tricky than people anticipate. Everyone thinks Fed's just going to cut rates like crazy, but it's just nice that they gave us this Friday, this strong Friday to sell into. But I took off. I raised a lot of cash because no one knows what's going to happen with this Fed meeting next Wednesday. So it's all about next week.
Yeah. And I feel like the last couple weeks we've been talking about like the small cap, mid cap, IWM, and NBY. And those are both finally starting to wake up a little bit. IWM above 158, and then the mid cap, same thing, through like that 360. It's starting to poke its head above. So a lot of things are starting to look good. But again, like you said, we have that big event on Wednesday, so we'll see how the market reacts to that. With that being said, I think we can jump into some of the member ideas of the week. Before we do, we're definitely going to give a big shout out to Jordan. He had a 50K day this week, and then today he had a 16K day week. He's also in college still, so pretty much doing a year's salary in a day, which is awesome.
I was eating ramen noodles in college.
Yeah. Adam Rav putting up 20 to 40K days basically every day this week. Chris Morris on this crazy tear, 19th comma day.
Chris and Adam Rav, they're like the Splash Brothers. They start fucking around with each other, and then whenever they both take a setup, it's just been fire this week. Whenever they both like a setup, go for it.
And then last we have John DeChavez. He had his first 20K chop thanks to that LQ call out that we're going to go over later. Right? The
coffee, okay.
Yeah, Chinese coffee.
Chinese coffee.
But yeah, we'll get into some of the ideas of the week. Riley was the first one who sent us over some ideas. CTAS through 263, little earnings flag.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, textbook. Power earnings gap, sideways consolidation for 2 weeks, let that 8-day simple moving average catch up. That is money. 263, what do you say? 263, 264, that area? Yeah, love it.
Then we got Jared with EW through 114.
Yeah, is it setting up? EW 214?
I think he might have sent like the wrong numbers.
It's a good ass trade. He's already at 100 points. So the difference between this and CTAS is like a great example of earnings flags, where this one needs more time, and we looked at CTAS that had that consolidation where it looks ready to go, and then this EW is only 2 days after earnings, huge gap up. It's got to digest that move a little more, so that one needs a little more time, but definitely focusing on the right type of charts.
Nice. We got Nicholas looking at Lyft, wedging through like 67, 68.
Yeah, this name's been a grinder. I don't love this just because the name's been kind of grinding higher. It hasn't given it really any feisty breakout moves. I could see the trade, but this definitely isn't one of my favorites, knowing all like the really strong earnings flags and things like that we have going for us. So I'm going to focus on earnings flags over something like this that I haven't seen anything great out of Lyft in its trading history.
Yeah, I just set up Uber, and I feel like Uber looks sick compared to Lyft. They're just flying under 45.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, I was going to mention Uber. Beautiful chart there. Go for the leader there. Go Uber, not Lyft.
Yeah. We got Tyler Kenny, CERN. It's post earnings, 74.5.
Super strong chart. Nice hammer on the weekly. Nice weekly level. Really nice weekly level. I think it needs a little more time on the daily. I'm not sure. If you're buying it against the earnings day low, then you're good. But I think you have to buy it against that level for the trade. Just okay though, not super developed to me.
If you actually zoom out a bit, going back to 2015, this seems like for me, like I'd buy 76. Like that would be 30 to chomp through that level. And instead of just cheating that dollar, I'd rather just pay up the buck and just buy it when it wants to go. This kind of reminds me of like Discover presently, but like this is like Discover like 3-4 months ago, where it just hasn't set up that level just yet. It needs to pull back and kind of chop around. But I think in a few months, this could be really good.
Are you in this Discover?
Yeah.
Oh, nice trade.
Yeah.
That's a good trade. I think it's ripping. All right. Yeah. What else? What's next?
We got Heaven at PCAR.
Yeah, I like this one. I was so happy to see this fail the last 2 days. If you zoom out, you can see this. We were looking at this before earnings. The 72, 73 level, 72.50, 73. Really nice, really well developed. We love it when earnings names that gap down get really bought up. And that's exactly, they open at 67, and 2 days later it closed at 72, right at this level. And then Thursday, Friday, all it did was kind of consolidate and go sideways in front of that level. So next week, and now there's no catalyst for it for another 3 months because they just had earnings. So through that 72, 73 level, it's like a nice, like longer macro trade. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I'm like all these so far.
Yeah, earnings season, baby.
We got Drew Broadman with AVRO through 23. Recent IPO.
Yeah.
Biotech. It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. I see the level. I like it. I like how it was strong a few days ago. But with all the good stuff out there, it's kind of a bottom right chart. I like the momentum flag and how ripped off lows like that. But there's just seems like there are better charts out there. It's like a B setup, if you will.
Yeah. Then we got David Kivlin, SRPT 150.
I mean, we all bought this 125, 130, so it's just tough to buy here. The setup's not great. It gave a great setup for 125 and 130, and this is just a lesser setup in the name, so it's like, I don't want to mess with a shittier setup when we had it so good.
Yeah. He also mentioned like DXCM through 155, and it's like the same thing. It's like we were buying literally 125 2 months ago, selling 155, and it's still flagging at highs, but
that one's a little different, I think, though. That one's got a really nice consolidation there. SRPT is not as well developed underneath the level, but I see what you're saying. It's like I can't buy this thing because I had such a great trade in it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a mental blockage there. Nah, the DXCM is nice. SRPT, if you're looking to buy it, it needs a little more development, I think.
And then the other one he was looking at was this DHI 46, 47-ish. It's kind of like that base. It's been forming for
pretty I like that. Yeah, that's nice. It's not set up yet, but I love that level at 46. What does he want, 45, 46?
He had 46. He had 46.
Yeah. It's like it'll take some time for that one to develop. That's a really nice level. I love how it's getting really tight. It's creating a really nice bull flag. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was all the guys this week, but we had awesome, really good charts. That's our ideas.
Oh yeah.
So we ran through them all. You want to jump into some good trade, bad trade?
Yeah. Let's start a positive note. Oh, hold on. Oh shit, my shit stopped. Oh no. Okay, we're back. Good trade, bad trade. This AMAD we talked about last week. How I had a great ad last week when it came down, held support, and I got a lot of cheap stock. And then pretty much today and yesterday, they have earnings Wednesday. I was really heavy in this one, so I just took it all off at this trend. Normally, I'd maybe I can get a couple more days out of it. But it was a great winner for me. I'm just taking my win, 4 straight days up. Yes, it looks great on weekly. It probably goes higher, but who knows what happens next week? And I got the strength now, and I booked. Yeah, this kind of made my month in the straight here.
Nice.
And bad trade for me is this LK. We were in this trade. We were building a position through this 20 area. We bought it. We got a feeler, and then we bought it there, it broke out, kind of pulled back, and we were all in it, and I was building this massive position in it, and we couldn't figure out when exactly it had earnings, and we've dealt with this before in our career in the prop trading days, where these Chinese names It's never clear when they're reporting earnings. Sometimes they sneak out earnings midday, or like I remember this one. We were in Wuba in 2015, and they just snuck out earnings. We got lucky that they beat, but it was like we were all holding stock. It's like, oh shit, they dropped earnings. So then we saw on one website that LK had earnings the 22nd, which was that they were trading, and I was like, all right, I just got out break even. And literally like 3 hours later, the stock ripped, and we saw on other websites it went to 28th. So the part I'm mad at is not missing the trade. Missed trades happen. You can't get mad at every missed trade. The part I was mad at in myself is the lack of information, where I didn't know the earnings date. I was in it so heavy, building this huge position, but I had no knowledge of when it was really reporting earnings, and I'm not holding that into earnings. So it's like I spent so much time building this huge position when I could have been focusing on other things. That's what I'm mad at. I don't care about the missed trade. I'm mad at the opportunity cost of staring at this name for days and weeks when I was never going to be in it regardless. So that's how I fucked out with it. But I mean, a ton of guys killed this trade, so probably best trade of the week for a lot of guys in the room who didn't see me like, oh shit, they have earnings 22nd. So, whatever.
And I thought you made up with it also today with team.
Yeah. That was Adam Rapp. I mean, that's open. Adam Rapp said this one looks like a great spot to open, so set that alert. That thing fucking exploded, 137 to 150 in like an hour and a half. Not bad. What do you got?
So for good trade again, we kind of went over the DFS. I've been watching this name pretty much since May, watching it kind of pulling and flag under 82. I bought pretty heavy through that. I took off a little bit yesterday just to kind of just book some. It was up 10%, literally just vertical. But I'm still holding a decent chunk of this. I still think we see like near 100 in this in like a month or two. And then bad trade was probably like this AMD, just because it was like, and you even said like, I'm not taking it if he's taking it, because it was, a name that I would never touch. So I bought through 34. I went like 70 cents, came back. I got stopped out today. And now I'm just done. Like I could move on and let it kind of really set up. But this week, I probably have the most positions I've had on, and as long as I can remember, I have like 20 stop orders in.
Right. Especially in July, it's nuts.
Yeah, it's like I have like GWPH, PFPT, DE, WDFC, QLYS, C-Day. It's just like so many names where it's like all those buy stuff just kept going this week. And I was like, throw a stop in. And for the most part, a lot of them worked out very well. So it definitely was a pretty good week. Jumping.
Wait, back to the AMD though. It's so funny. You have to see the amount of people I have in my DMs, like past members and shit. Like, oh, this motherfucker's buying AMD now.
Dr. Love messaged me today.
No, there's so many like talking shit.
It's like, oh, so you bought AMD? And I was like, it's above $30 a share. Like I said, I was granted it didn't work, but I was expecting to get a little
so
heat for that.
Funny.
But I had to be consistent. I said if it was above 30, I would take it, and it was 30 times the charm. Just didn't go, but I'll take that.
You only took the trade though, because that was a mental thing. It wasn't just a setup; it was like a mental thing.
Purely, I had to take it because I said I would, and it technically was 30 times the charm. So I'm like, I have to buy this. It didn't work, and
Whatever. Yeah. Okay. What we got next?
For top ideas for the week, the two main ones I'm kind of looking at is KSU 126. I already bought some last week at 126, and it pulled back a couple dollars. But again, this is super macro going back to 2014. And KMB, kind of similar story. That 138's been setting up, not at since 2016, third, fourth time's a charm. And I picked up some earlier, pulled back under 132, but it's still setting up fine. And I'll be adding up through 138. The week ahead that I'm going to be keeping an eye on.
I like both of those a lot. Did you know KSU was the trade of the week this week? It didn't really go. It went through 124 like Friday morning, like first thing, and I was like, if you're buying this, you have to give it to 120 because there's really no other spot to give it right now. So if you did that, you're still in it. And now a week of consolidation at the level, that one really looks good. And if you look at the monthly level on that chart, is just insane. That like 126 area.
Oh yeah, it looks.
Such a nice macro trade.
This reminds me almost of like Caterpillar back through 118. It was again, Caterpillar was like an 8-year level, but it was like that third time up. It didn't look that easy to buy it like that week. But then when you just kind of gave it the time and let it really work its way out, it was just like you kind of just had to give it the right amount of room. And I got ticked in on, I believe it was last week. I got ticked in literally at the high. Like I bought 126.05, 126.05. The high was 126.47. So I literally bought basically the high and it just flushed down. But like you said, the right out was 120, pulled back to 122, still in. And again, I'll just keep buying through that 126.
Yeah. I'll definitely get in that one with you. There are a ton of earnings flags out there that I really got a lot dig into this week, and I haven't because it's Friday. But the one trade, I mean, this dog deal, this thing is, I took such an annoying loss in this week. I bought this 53 versus 52, and it looks so good, so I added 54, so I average cost about like 53.40-ish. And then Thursday, it just sells off all day. It's so ugly. Closes at lows, and I wasn't trying to hold a ton of stock. It was like 20 cents above my stop, so I was like, you know what? I don't feel like holding this anyway. So I got out, and of course today it absolutely rips. It was the weakest stock on the board yesterday, strongest one on the board today. Love when that happens. But just from a name recognition standpoint, as well as like a pattern standpoint, this is like a DocuSign. I just got a mortgage recently. I signed it all for DocuSign. We've seen a ton of guys and stuff like that. It's like a disrupting company. New tech name, recent IPO. It just got all kind of the symptoms of a sick breakout. So I mean, I'll be trying to get that one 55 next week. But there's a ton of earnings flags I gotta look out there. I don't know anything yet.
Even like the docu, like down the road, like if we get like a good entry in it, when we zoom out more, it's like that 66 is like.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like we can get good stock here. It might take a few months, but then we can still add the 66, but we don't have to be as perfect since we already have much better stock from down here.
Yeah.
So okay, looks like we covered all the ideas. We can jump into book of the week.
Hey, I'll start.
Yeah.
All right, my man Stevie Cohen, Black Edge, sick book. Stevie Cohen is like the best trader of our generation. He's worth like 8 or 10 billion. But they took him down with inside information and all that shit. Billions is actually partially all like the insider trading shit. And Billions is based on Stevie Cohen. The guy who wrote it, Sheila Kolakar. Awesome storyteller. It was one you couldn't put down. Very easy read. So highly recommend. It's so cool. Guy's like such a fantastic trader. That's highly recommend.
There's like one part in that book where he like goes to like one of like the Christie's like auction houses and just buys like a Picasso for like 160 million like on a Wednesday just to walk in and flex. He just 160. He's like, all right, take it, and just like walks out. And like, the guy's just.
You know what I recently learned about the old tax laws that we're getting fucked on now. You used to offset stock trading gains with purchases of art or real estate. So buying art, like, so then that was just a tax write-off to him, but to everyone else, it's like, oh, look at this big swinging dick, and really he's just being smart from a tax perspective. Gotta know the game.
Yeah. Mine is dollars and cents. Just started, and it's pretty much just on how everyone just spends money very stupidly. Like we won't buy a coffee, but we'll go and gamble in a casino and spend like $1,000 but you can rationalize it differently.
Yeah.
I like first gambling experience this past weekend in Vegas.
Yes.
Hate gambling. But it's just people always like I don't know if they ask you, but they always ask me like, oh, the market's like a casino, and I was never able to like articulate the right answer because I never actually gambled. So like, let me actually see what this is about and like see if they actually are right. Played poker, literally 1-to-1 risk reward. It's like you bet $20 to win 20. It's like, okay, there's no way you really can win here. And then like we played craps for a little bit, and like one time I like hit like 8-to-1, like picking the 2-2s, whatever. But still, it was like there's no way you're making money here. So now like I know you can separate the two. Again, if you don't know how to trade, it's basically gambling anyways. But if you do have like a system, it's much different than gambling.
But I will say poker and trading are both very psychological, and you can create an edge. Like guys create an edge in poker by figuring out what the other guy has and all that, you know. So there's a way to create an edge, but something like craps is just throwing a dice. So, you know, I agree with you on that point, but poker you can kind of make.
Well, again, this is me as dumb money as humanly possible gambling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, like you are the fucking worst gambler in the world.
It's like kind of humbling because, like, again, the new guys will like ask like us dumb questions. It's like, how do you not know what a bull flag is? And then I'm like at the craps table, and the guy's like, how do you not know this? And I'm like, I've never done this before. So it's kind of humbling. The guy was like even the guy rolling, he's like, you probably shouldn't be doing this. Like, you have no idea what you're doing.
Please just get away from the table, please. Like whatever you're doing.
And then the fun part of the weekend was, you know, we met up with Cedric, one of the Alpha guys. He's pro Lambo driver. Of course, we took Ferraris around the track, and that was like a perfect parallel with like when we say like when you can learn from a professional, it's like that much more efficient than kind of teaching yourself. And we went around the track. The first lap, he's like, I'm not going to tell you how to race. You do it on your own. It took 65 seconds to 1 mile track. So if you're doing 60 miles an hour, it take you 1 minute. So the first lap myself was horrible, all over the road, driving like shit. Then he's like, okay, I'm going to show you. It's like, okay, full throttle, shift, downshift, hard brake, whatever. By like the fifth or sixth lap, I went from 65 seconds to 55, which on that track apparently is a dramatic difference.
20% faster.
And then of course I spin out like the last lap because I was just going too hard. But he was saying, he's like, the difference between you and me and being a professional, me being like a rookie, is the difference of 5 seconds. Like he'll do that lap in 48, 49 seconds, and then I'll do it in 55. And he's like, I've been doing this for 20 years. So the difference between you and me on the track, time-wise, doesn't look that much, but if we're actually neck and neck, it's going to be no comparison. It's going to be halfway across the track by the time I get there. And that's same with the trading, where it's like, you know, if you crush LQ, you make 25%, but you do it with 2,000 shares, the new guy might do 10 shares, and you might think it's just as good. It's like 10 times different because of the size.
Right. And to that point, it's like you throw like a new guy will throw 10 bull flags out there. He'll think they're all the same, and we'll look at, you know, we'll say 3 of those charts are the ones, and that selectivity that you get over time is probably similar to that, like the 5 seconds, you know, where it's like I'm going to bypass that shit chart where it might be a good chart to someone else, but it's just because I've seen that so many times and spent the time and, you know, put my time in. I know that like what it's supposed to look like type thing, and that's the 5 seconds.
Yeah, that was even like and not to like bash on Drew, but it was like that AVRO that it technically was a bull flag, but it's bottom right, so it's like that's just a pass. Where it's like, you know, the Uber bull flag in top right is a much better chart. But yeah, it was definitely fun weekend, good experience, you know. But no gambling again for me anytime soon.
That's sick. That looked awesome. It looked amazing.
Oh yeah, guys, if you're still listening to us, let's drop a thumbs up. But yeah, I think we covered everything.
Yeah, no, that was a good one. That was a great week for all of Alpha. Alpha put up fucking sick numbers this week. We really counted how much everyone made. It's like $250,000. If you put all P&Ls together, it's like a sick week. Cheers. Not many weeks like that. Huh?
See you guys next week.
All right.